of one, but not forgotten.
Yeah, here it is. I'm actually looking at an image of Cesare Borgia now. He's the one that is meant to look like Jesus, or at least the Western depiction of Jesus. Each culture effectively gives their own depiction for the Son of God. I think it's the Chinese depiction of it. The depiction of him in ancient China was actually looked really interesting.
I would tell you what the Muslim depiction looks like, but that's haram.
Actually, I think Jesus is actually mentioned in the Quran multiple times.
Yeah, he is. Definitely mentioned. I know that because I read it.
Oh, goddamn. Look at this.
Why does it have to be this way? Existence is pain.
Genuinely, I think out of all of the things, the black and white one would fuck me up the most because I'm so used to using colors to navigate the sport. Existence
is pain for me, Six. Fuck.
Maybe use a dumbbell.
Here's my dumbbell.
Wait.
It doesn't count. Oh shit, I recognize this pattern. It is the same blocks. Fuck.
Oh, god damn it.
I was
you
wrong.
You done fucked up, son.
Oh well.
You done fucked up, son.
But that means that now I can learn. I can learn how to lose harder. What if I did this first? Huh, interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I still don't fully understand what the fuck is going on. Sometimes his side grows for no apparent reason, sometimes it just... it grows because you pressed a button, sometimes it just does nothing. I've got no clue what's going on.
His side tends to grow either because I shoved a crush bar in his face or because I used a jewel.
Like, if you get like multiple, if you get like a chain combo, does it grow then?
You gotta use the points.
Ah, you have to use the points. I swear I've seen them like grow or shrink on your side whenever you get the chain combos.
No, that usually happens because he uses the points, but it takes a little while to get in action. Because if you're still removing blocks, like if there's still action going on, but not... how should I describe it? If you just dropped something and the jewels are still disappearing off the screen, it still counts as that particular turn. So, so the crush bar cannot be raised right away. It gets raised on a delay.
Oh damn, that's not bad.
That was lucky. Oh! No!
Look at you go!
My flash jewel! Flash jewel. That's what those exhibitionists use. You want me to flash my jewels, love? Get rid of the blues. They give me the blue balls. Baby, I'm all green blocks.
You definitely need a yellow shot right to the center there.
What I need is Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel and save me. No.
That was a pretty good move, actually.
I hate this fucking combo system. How does he do it? He keeps fucking himself up hard and then he comes back with a vengeance.
That's actually like, if you look at Tetris players, and I mean really good Tetris players, that's what they do. They'll build up this massive list of things all the way near the top, and then they'll just keep breaking them over and over again to get loads and loads and loads of points.
I can't do it though.
Well, you're not a skilled Tetris player.
Obviously. That's why I'm
wait,
here.
you could keep him, keep going. You can do it.
Ooh, that was convenient. Come on, baby. What? Yes! I got his magic jewel out the way. Something's distracting me outside. Stop, please. I can't take it. Oh!
Oh, that was close. That was so close.
Give me a red baby.
Yeah! Well, you could do it. You could heavyweight. Yeah, just get out of here. Force him to waste his points.
That music is so fucking fast. The tempo is increased to 2000%. Fuck. Mummy, please stop.
Focus your mind. You can do this, my son.
Oh, oh yes.
Oh, nice.
I think it did something. Did I fuck him up? Did I fuck up his controls? I think I did. He
thing is, it's a computer. Fucked up controls doesn't really hurt him that much.
He can still shuffle. Damn. Oh, I fucked him up again. I got no shuffle.
Nice. That'll really hurt him. Wait, come on. You almost got him there.
I need orange. Give me orange. Yeah.
There you go. Yes. Yes.
Victory.
Yes!
Victory.
Victory. Victory.
Oh no, you beat me. He says sarcastically.
Oh, no!
He says that sarcastically.
Oh no, you beat me. I have to go back to sleeping for the next 1,000 years.
But I'm not your last problem. I'm sure you can't get the treasure. Challenge accepted, you bitch. This is the last
Welcome
chamber.
to the Sphinx. The Sphinx is a prick.
You've made it, but beware. I cheat.
I was game Vini.
He uses Game Sphinx. Oh no. I got it wrong. Game Jin.
Game Jin. Yes, he uses Game Jin.
Culturally appropriate shit jokes.
Perfect.
My favorite. Look at the fucking speed! What is happening on this side?
Fucking Jesus Christ!
What
look
the
at
fuck
that
is
shit.
happening?
It's like he's constantly got that debuff that just makes them fall at the fastest rate possible.
So if you
Like
get...
you've just
Oh no!
down button.
Oh no, it's happening to me! Oh! No!
God damn it!
The Game Jin is fucking me up. I'm gonna need that Game Genie too.
At this point, I'm frankly impressed you didn't use it for the mummy. What the fuck? Why are you now at like 4 fucking harsh bars?
I can't do anything! Exactly 1 minute.
What the fuck was that?
Oh,
What the fuck just happened?
that's the fucking Sphinx right there. Now you know the pain and the disaster that is brought upon by columns 3. But we gotta win. We gotta do it for Nimoy. I hope I didn't cut out again.
No, you didn't. I'm looking at this. I'm just trying to find some way. Alright, so the Sphinx will always slam, and he has a speed boost of the treasure chest. Only it lasts for the whole match with him. With very frequent combo chains, you can't expect to win very easily. Use heavy weights, barriers, magic bells, antidotes, and gems, and anything else you can find. And I'm just like, okay, well, we had to use half of that crap for the mummy, and you didn't exactly give us much of it in the beginning anyway. You fuck.
Exactly. This is why I hate using items, because this is where you really need them. But if you use the items, that's it. You ain't gonna see them again. Unless you restart. But why would I wanna do that? I actually would like to see like a professional do this. I would love to see it, because I imagine it would be fucking glorious.
Column 3 speedrunning community. We need that to be a thing.
AGDQ on columns 3 win.
Yes. You know what? I would fucking pay for column 3 to be at AGD. Yeah, fuck it. Game's done quick.
I would love to see that, yes. I probably wouldn't pay it, but I would want to see it.
If I ever get to be like a multi-millionaire, I'd really love to buy like licensing rights to old games like this.
Damn.
God damn it. He just smiles. You fuck.
Let's look up Game Genie. That fucking smug bastard thinks he's good. Let me type in all caps because all caps is cruise control for cool.
I just fucking love this. It's just Jesus Christ.
Well, that's an interesting website. It says GameWinners.com, but the link is World According to Robert.
Okay. That's very odd.
Let's see. Oh, I see one. 5 points needed to attack opponent. Attacks always remove 8 rows. Always add 8 rows. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's try it. There's just one thing you have to keep in mind if you want to do this at home, ladies and gentlemen. The Game Genie codes are shared. That means the Sphinx is also going to take advantage of your cheating. So I advise you to be very fucking careful. Very careful.
God, Jesus, why would you do that?
It is the only way.
Why the fuck would you do that?
I did it. Let's do it. Let's see how.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Let's see how bad this gets.
Do you not have a fucking marker telling you when it's the player doing something, you asshole design? That is fucking asshole design.
It
right
reminds
there.
me of War of the Ring actually, because there is a trainer for it that allows you to. Well, one of the options is just spawn several units that are being made from a barracks or something, and it spawns like 10 per click. You can spam that for as much as you want, no limits. The only problem is, it affects every player. So you can have a million trolls wailing down on your 10 billion Gorillion Gondorians.
Oh god, that'd be horrible.
I need to actually do that one of these days and record it, because that would be hilarious.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, do it. I'll watch that shit. That'd be great.
What would also be hilarious is 10,000 Shelobs.
Oh, do you know what I really want to do? You know that fucking Ultimate Battle Simulator thing where you're gonna get like 10,000 Wolverines versus 100 Hulk? Yeah. I really want to play around with that because that sounds like it'd be really a load of fun.
I'll need to look into it too. But now, let's see how bad this gets.
How bad does it become?
Are you ready to rumbly? Rumbly in my tumbly. I'm gonna die.
You're gonna die in about 5 seconds.
Oh, I still need more points!
Well, look at the bright side. They're not getting any points yet. You can do it. You can do it. You just gotta keep moving. Keep going. Oh, yeah.
It is a hollow victory, but I will take it. It's been
This
too
is what
long.
happens when you completely... This is what happens when experience meets not giving a shit.
I spent too long waiting for this. Eat it! That really was a hollow victory. Excellent, you made it. Now go inside this room. You've earned it. Well, I'm glad that this last opponent is such a nice guy. He doesn't get mad about losing.
Yeah, the Sphinxes are typically reasonably polite. I was about to say reasonably polite human beings, but no, they're Sphinxes. Human, cat, rock people.
It is very nice of him, because others seemed like they were kind of salty about losing.
Yeah, well, this Sphinx is like, okay, you've clearly very good to be able to get to me and defeat me.
Yeah, you're clearly better than me, so whatever, I can respect.
Alright, so what happens? And do we want to actually try?
Treasures and colorful congratulations!
Nice.
No, that's retro.
That's very retro.
Hey, isn't that the same treasure chest that tried to eat me earlier?
Yep.
I don't know if I want to take that. Man, this room is kind of small.
I think he should. I think it should just kind of stay there.
That's a very nice name, Marsh. Oh, well, I've never seen this actually.
Q-Tab. Move Q-Tab. Is that a name or is that the program they used?
Look at my jazz hands.
Look at that. That's adorable. What's the ghost look like? Oh, look at him. Come on, what's the ghost look like? And is the poor zombie still a puddle of goo? Oh, he's just adorable. Lucky P. Are these like handles instead of names?
These
like,
must be pseudonyms. I know
Data entry, dance, and Oijamumus.
I know a lot of times developers used pseudonyms because either because they didn't want to be associated.
Would you want your name attached to this?
Or they couldn't fit the names. Well,
fucking what?
What? Beautiful name. Cause Augie. That's when you. Why did you steal my food? Cause Augie.
That has to be, yeah, that's gotta be pseudonyms.
They have to be. And the Sphinx is like, I know what you did.
Special thanks, Sunset Saruman.
Sunset Saruman. Wow, he changes colors to sunset.
I am Gandalf the Grey. Well, I am Sunset Saruman.
I need to make that into a thing now.
You know, I can guarantee you probably very few people have ever played this game when it comes to not just the game itself, but on YouTube.
Yeah,
So I want you all to be content to the knowledge that at least one of the viewers out there is very likely somebody who remembers this game, who worked on this game, or in general somebody who is currently having a shit fit because you use the Game Genie.
Look,
it will be amusing.
The Sphinx used Game Gin. I had to retaliate.
I genuinely think it would be cool if he found out that one of the viewers was the developer of the game, who was just like, every so often, like every couple of years, we'll search up Column 3 on YouTube and check out who's playing it, if anybody remembers.
Dude, that would be awesome.
That'd be great.
I love whenever people show up saying that they're the developers. I mean, there's no way to prove it, but I like to assume that they are telling the truth, and it makes me feel happy.
I recently did a video on the Pathfinder Kingmaker beta, which is a game that I am super excited for, and I played through the beta, and I love it to bits. I put, like, between me playing the thing for the video and the video coming out, I played a whole bunch more of it and had given further thoughts in the comment section below to, like, really flesh out that not only are these my thoughts at the end of the prologue, which is how far I got, but here are my thoughts after several hours of play. This is where I'm at. This is what I think. And somebody called Berserker Kitten replied to it, and it was something that they said that made me suspicious. And it was, thank you for taking the time to do this. That's not something that your average viewer would say in response to somebody critiquing their work.
That really is something that a random person wouldn't normally say.
No. So, but like I just kind of put it out of my mind, because when I published it, I added the developers Owlcat, and say like as it part of the message going like, I'm playing like Owlcat's new Pathfinder beta, like hyped up. And they even replied to me saying the bug that you ran into at the end of the prologue should be fixed during the next patch. I'm like, thank you, because I did that like 6 times when I went to replay. But I started being not exactly active, but lurking around the Kingmaker forums, because I did genuinely enjoy that, and I wanted to learn more about the game and the beta and find some answers to some of the problems that I was having. Namely the fact that I could not kill a troll. There was a troll there. I could get him down to 0 health, but I couldn't kill him. And I worked out why. It's because you need to use acid attacks on him. I found that out later from somebody. But I found a Discord. Joined the Discord, and Berserker Kitten's in there. He's the fucking community manager at Alcat Games.
Oh, nice.
And his entire response to me was something that I was going, wait a minute, this sounds like information that only an insider would know. And then when he said, thank you for taking the time to do this, I was like, okay, is he actually a developer, maybe? But I couldn't find anything on him. No, he's a fucking community manager. And I'm just like, holy shit.
For these...
That and him sharing the video out. And he actually commented on it and talked about it. A couple of people in that Discord have talked about my video to me. It got, I think it was at last count, 128 views in a day.
Nice.
It is my fastest growing video ever, and one of the few ones to break 100 subscribers, 100 viewers. And it was thanks to that one guy sharing it out and commenting on it. And I'm like, holy shit.
That's nice.
Actually fucking good. It's great when the developer of a game, especially if you're doing a review or a critique of a title or first impressions, will come out and answer some of the criticisms and explain stuff like that. And he did. That's fucking great. He, she, I'm not actually sure, come to think of it, they did, and that's fucking great.
Yeah, it is great. So, I wanted to say, for the newer games, it's a lot easier to determine whether someone is related to developers or not. For these older ones, anything goes. You can't really prove that they're not a developer or that they are, so you just have to take their word for it.
But regardless, it would still be pretty cool.
Well, I had that happen before.
It would be great if Sunset Saruman came into your comment section and said, hey, I really liked this. Yeah, most people had to use the Game Genie on the Sphinx. We made it too hard.
I approve. 10 out of 10. Would Game Gin again. But I have had 2 occasions where someone claiming to be a developer of a game showed up for Machines Wired for War and for a game called Alien Tequila.
I've had a couple of times the developer of a game pop in or DM me or message me in some way or at me on Twitter, referencing my video, and it's always nice when they actually take the time out. Especially for FTA, because FTA is an hour-long video series, and if they comment on something that's happened in the middle of it, which a couple of them did, it means that they actually watched the entire video. And for me, because those FDAs typically go for anywhere between an hour, about an hour 5-ish, and an hour 15, depending on how long it takes for me to get my thoughts out. Because you may have noticed I'm quite long-winded. It means a lot to me. It really does, because it means that, 1, I know they didn't just skip to the end, and 2, that they took the time out to not only watch my stuff, but reply to me and reply to some of the criticisms I may have.
Oh, yeah.
That means
it means a lot to me too, even though my videos are shorter.
And typically speaking, the only game reviews you tend to do is ripping people apart.
That fucking Guardian of December.
Guardians of December, yeah.
Fucking toaster, man, comes out of nowhere.
Jesus, I want to watch that review again, because that just, Jesus Christ.
Sure, I'll link it to you. But now that we have had our little sidetrack, how about the game? What did you think of this game?
Column 3 is exactly the kind of game that I would be absolutely fucking terrible at. And I say that because, I've played multiple kinds of this kind of game before with these mechanics, and I've always been terrible at it because I can't get my head around a lot of it. Especially since by the time, you breeze through the early game.
Oh, yeah.
But the Witch, for some strange reason, there's this, not exactly steady incline. It's kind of a weird graph chart, because there was one in the middle there that was difficult, but the next guy was easy. But when it comes to the Witch, it spikes up hard, and then spikes up again at the Mummy, and then the Sphinx is just off the chart, because there's no way to really beat that.
I want to say the Witch is like an adrenaline pump in the middle of a leisurely jog.
Yeah, it's that thing of, it's basically somebody comes and snatches down the purse, and you're the only person in there that can try and get it back. It's this adrenaline rush that...
And damn, you're gonna fucking do it.
But you don't see it coming, because you're kind of going through all of them going, oh, this is a nice, not exactly steep curve, but it is this very nice bell curve of the early ones are easy, it spikes up a little bit at one of them, and then goes back to being this bell curve, which is what difficulty is meant to be. When you approach the end game, the difficulty is meant to ramp up because you're more skilled, you're more capable of seeing what the game has in store and countering it with your own skill sets. And then this one just spikes up for no fucking reason, and then just keeps spiking.
I get the feeling that there may have been some cutout enemies.
I'm starting to get that feeling as well.
Because if you add a few more enemies in between, this could even out the difficulty curve.
Exactly. But there are currently only 11 enemies in the entire game, and I get that it's a Sega Genesis game and all that implies, but they were quite decent. But they were quite decently long Sega Genesis games.
They could fit more.
You could easily fit more in there.
Yeah.
And if you looked at the pyramid, you started in the middle of the pyramid. If you started at the base of the pyramid and worked your way up, you could probably have 2 or 3 more rows of people and have it be this full thing of the difficulty is properly ramping up, and then make it spike slightly when it gets to the Sphinx, because at that point you'll be used to this kind of difficulty curve. So you make it spike slightly at the end boss to really hammer home, this is a boss, the stakes are raised. But
what did you
the way
think
it
of
works, it just doesn't work.
What did you think of the other elements of the game, like the graphics, the music, if you care to listen to it, the gameplay?
I did listen to some of the music, and I do genuinely like that kind of, not exactly old school chiptune feel, but I do kind of like that, the bleep bloop sounds of the yesteryear. It's kind of one of those, not exactly old school nostalgia, because keep in mind, I didn't start playing games regularly until the N64 era, and by that point we had better, not exactly orchestral soundtracks, but we had better soundtracks. So the bleep bloop stuff for me isn't nostalgic, but I can still appreciate it for what it is. The gameplay, again, aside from that difficulty spike at the Witch, the gameplay is solid. It ramps up, seemed to ramp up at least, reasonably nicely, to the point where even a rookie player could keep up with what's going on. And then that spike hits and you realize, okay, they cut content here.
More like the bosses show up and then you realize, fuck. I'm in deep.
The one problem that I have with it is from a viewer's perspective, is I had no idea what was going on sometimes. Sometimes their side would raise up, or your side would raise up, or one of them would fall down, with seemingly no reason behind it. It just kind of happened, it's almost seemingly at random.
Yeah,
but
if you haven't played this game before, it can definitely seem like things are more random than they really are. Everything in this game is controlled, besides what gems you get. The gems are random, but with the crush bar...
The gems are randomized on a formula, though. That's why you get the same gems if you save at a certain point.
Yeah, but for example, the crush bar, that's never been something that just randomly happens. It's always been controlled, but at times it was delayed. Yeah,
which makes it seem a lot more random than it is.
But you can use that delay to your advantage as well to avoid losing gems. It's something you need to play around with to get the feel for it. But once you get the hang of the delay system here, it can be a very powerful tool in helping you defeat the opponent. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah. This is the kind of game, as I said, I would be absolutely terrible at. Just because this is the kind of game that I've played a decent amount of, and I am genuinely terrible at. We're doing puzzle games. I prefer stuff like the 3D style, where you get an entire screen full of things and you create matches effectively to get huge swaths of the screen off. That kind of stuff is a lot more easy and fun for me.
Oh god, I just remembered there is a Bejeweled clone for the phones, and if anyone remembers it, I'm sorry, but I did play it and I thought it was alright. It's called it's called Paris Hilton's Time is Money.
Ooh, that name alone makes me cringe and was disgust.
But it was okay. The game wasn't that.
Here's something that I would actually really enjoy seeing you play. Puzzle Quest, I believe it's called. A Bejeweled-style combat game. Well, all the combat is Bejeweled style, effectively, but it's still kind of this adventure RPG action-ish game.
Sure.
That seems like it could be right up your alley if you like something like this.
Sure.
And I know you like action RPGs and stuff because of your basically the giant proposal you gave to Gothic 3 every time you play it. It could be a thing. It could be interesting.
So now it's time for my thoughts.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
I am relieved to have survived.
Well, we only survived because we used a game genie.
It granted me my one wish that I had left.
Not to have to fight the fucking Sphinx.
But to be more serious, this is a game that I definitely would recommend to both those who want to get into puzzle games and those who love them already. Columns, the original, is...
And masochists.
No, that too, yes. The original Columns is a pretty decent game, but I think you'll admit it doesn't have much going for it because it's all about the score. This has objectives, and I think it hooks you in a lot better than just get the high score. Gameplay, as we have already mentioned, is good. I don't think I've ever encountered a problem with controls or how the game mechanics work. I've never had to shout "that's bullshit" because a game fucked me over or something. If I lost, it's because the opponent outsmarted me. And I'd rather have it that way. I'd rather be pissed off that I lost fair and square than because of a bullshit bug. And
which is a sign of a good game, we might add, is that whenever you lose, you know what made you lose. You didn't lose because of a random number generator, you didn't lose because you weren't good enough. You know what made you lose and you know where to improve or where to change things.
Exactly. Whenever I lose, I see, okay, I didn't do these combos, I got trapped here, I didn't use an item on time, this, that. There's always a reason, and it's a good reason too. It's not a bullshit reason. And that's important for a puzzle game, because if you add elements of randomness in a puzzle game like this, well, I don't think that's gonna work. I think that would just ruin everything. There is a little bit of randomness with the flash jewels and magic jewels, but it's only a drop of randomness. It isn't enough to sway the game, but it can be a game changer if used just right. That's the kind of randomness in this kind of game that I appreciate. Graphics wise, well, there's not much to say. It's a 16-bit graphics that you all know and love. It's good looking and, well, silly looking too. I love the characters that show up to fight you. They look so stupid.
I love the ghost. The ghost is my favorite.
I think I like the skeleton and the zombie the best, if only because they're unconventional and goofy. Like the zombie, darn it. What kind of zombie says darn it when it loses? And the music, oh, the music is just awesome.
The music is very good, yeah. Better than I thought it would be.
I love the Egyptian theme that it has going for it. Of course, there are other styles in the multiplayer boards, which are also pretty nice. I believe one of them has like an English horn playing in the background. Oh, I love that. Mwah. Beautiful. But this main thing that's playing in the one-player mode, I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. And I love how it ramps up when shit gets real. It gets your senses kicking into overdrive, and it's very exciting. You can sweat buckets while playing this game, and I think that's a good thing in this case, guys. It keeps you stimulated. You are never bored dropping these fucking jewels in the fucking well. And that's really amazing, because if you took out the music, this game would be soulless, I think. I mean, I don't know. We can always try playing it for a bit without the music, but I'm pretty certain that if there was no music here, this would not be anywhere close to as good of a game as it is right now.
I'm kind of with you on there, but in a more generalized sense is that for me, music and sound design contribute to the atmosphere of a game. And I've got games that I love with amazing soundtrack. I've got games that I don't touch at all, but I still love their soundtracks to bits. Because the soundtrack and sound design in general is crucial to creating a good game.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you need that feed, because the sound design and so forth gives you feedback, and the music is what sets the tone, what sets the tension. For example, if you have a combat section with very fast-paced music, you are going to be more anxious because the music is feeding into the tone of fast pace. It's like it's an important thing, that kind of stuff. If you have boss battles with heavier tones and so forth, it feels more epic. Like, it is crucial to be able to set tone.
Exactly.
So,
you can't have a music without music. You need to have something playing in there. And I absolutely hate games that have fucking ambience. Play some fucking music, goddammit. Why do I have to pull out my fucking Johnny Gills and shit?
In some games, just having ambience makes sense, not having any music.
In some, yeah, but...
Some games. But in this game, certainly not. You definitely want to have music there to set tone, especially when it comes to the final stuff with the boss battles. You definitely want the music there to be far more epic sounding, and far better quality than everything else, to set that tone of, this is the finale, this is a boss fight, this is it, the stakes are raised, you're going to be winning, that kind of stuff. Like, this is a challenge. Like, that's where you want the epic music to be.
Exactly.
And this game accomplishes that quite well, I might add. Far better than a lot of games from this era did.
I also want to say that overall this game fits perfectly well into the trifecta of Sega Genesis puzzle games, which includes this, Tetris. Yes, there is a Tetris game for Sega Genesis too.
Probably a Tetris thing to fucking the Moonlander.
And Mean Bean Machine, I would want to say. Because if only because these three games are similar yet distinctly different. Columns is about, well, dropping the columns of different colored gems and matching them with the colors. Tetris, well, do I even need to explain how that works? And the Mean Bean Machine, it's like a mix of the two. But it's also different because it has its own little mechanics that are attached on top, which add its own challenges, and they're, in their own way, very interesting and fun to work around with. Like gravity, for example. The fucking pieces, if they're not attached to anything, they fall off to the bottom.
That could be really interesting to put with this. Like, imagine doing some of those fights with that in tools. Like, that'd be hell.
Oh yeah? Well, it's basically a Puyo Puyo game, if you ever heard of that. It's just, well, Americanized, quote-unquote.
Quote-unquote Americanized, but still made in Japan.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, I think this fits in very well in the trifecta of the Sega Genesis puzzle games. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more puzzle games out there, but I'm not very familiar with them, as this isn't exactly the genre that I go out of my way to play. I like puzzle games, but I don't play them nearly as often as I play other kinds of games, like action or strategy.
That's also, I believe that's also got to do with the fact that a good puzzle game will spread very quickly by word of mouth.
Oh yeah.
As does a bad puzzle game. But the thing is that there are so many just average or bland puzzle games out there that is not a genre you want to go looking for. It's a genre you want to go looking for recommendations for. If a lot of people are talking about a particular kind of puzzle game, then you want to look into more of that. It's not a game that you just want to go click on the puzzle tab on Steam and scroll down the list looking for something cool, because all you're going to find is really like bland, average games. It's definitely one of those games, and you'll also see this a lot with strategy games as well. It's definitely one of those genres that you want a recommendation to play something before you go looking into it, as opposed to adventure games, where most adventure games have at least some fun value.
Yeah, I feel that with puzzle games, you need to have your discriminating eyes on. because
Yeah.
you need to be careful. There's a lot of games out there nowadays that are considered puzzles for no fucking reason whatsoever. And the ones that are actually fitting into the genre, they don't always work out to be that great. Okay. I'm Halder Richards from DaGameTrain. This was Tash the Cat as the co-host. Thank you for watching. Columns
Thank
3.
you for having me.
And this was not a bad game at all. And
Until the lost part.
next time the two of us meet up here for some more shit-talking shenanigans, it's gonna be with Puzzle Quest. Which console is it for again?
It's for PC.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be a lot easier to record. I believe it was originally, I know for a fact, I think I played it on like DS or 3DS, but I know it has a PC port because I actually own the PC port.
Sweet.
Because I bought it going, oh, I remember this game, then I got like 5 minutes into it, oh, I remember this piece of shit.
Sweet. So the next time we meet up, the two of us specifically, it's gonna be for Puzzle Quest for the PC Master Race.
Oh god, there's a second one.
Oh yeah. See y'all later, and thank you for watching.
Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you next time.
Later.